If Instagram comes along and offers just an open port, it's kind of like, then they should be liable. That's what I think. There should be some liability on that company, you know?
I see that shit all the time where like the kids sleeping with their teacher. You know what I mean? Like the 16.
Dude, this was kindergarten, brother.
That's super young.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that does happen a lot. You do see those on Instagram because those stories kind of sell, like when the female teacher.
Yeah.
There's a lot of females.
I get kind of pissed because I'm
male. Once you hit that 18, it's kind of just like, it's just weird.
Well, yeah, because when else does a child run up to a man? Unless it's like,
I don't know.
Name 7 other times a child runs up to a man.
Chris Hansen.
It's usually illegal, right?
Catch a predator.
It's usually illegal. There should be a wall like on Instagram, social medias, where children and adults can't interact.
I mean, that makes sense.
I agree for sure. But how do you do that? How do you create the wall? How do you build the wall?
I don't know how to do that kind of stuff.
We had Donald Trump Jr. on our podcast, and we were asking him about like raising his kids and stuff with social media, and that's what he said too. He's like, bro, like I don't even know who could be like messaging my daughter and shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucking like, imagine having like a daughter, and like it is kind of true. Like people could like message her and shit.
Well, that's
like,
a crazy thing. Even as a parent, like you can keep your kid inside. You can keep them away from predators. You can buy a weapon or whatever. You could set a trap in your yard. You could do all kind of things to keep a perv off your kid, right?
They need to.
But if Instagram comes along and offers just an open port, it's kind of like, then they should be liable. That's what I think. There should be some liability on that company, you know? So then why do we do it then? Why do we go for the anger? Yeah, if I know.
Yeah.
And Jordan Peterson says he thinks a lot of this is just we're unable to. It's so strong now, like the way it's packaged, the way it's put together, it's in the phone, it's in the screen. It's like it's so addictive that we can't escape. But it's tough because it's like sometimes I will make the choice. I know if I look at this, how I'm gonna feel.
Yeah.
And I'll still do it, you know? I think we might have been going through the adapting to it.
Yeah, maybe.
I
think that the internet's making people sick too.
Oh, dude.
I think they caught the sickness. A lot of people caught the sickness.
I think a lot of times we'll stop like nicotine and things like that, but it's like there's nothing that's killing us more than this constant reflection of ourselves and the unable to meet the demand of an unrealistic expectation that's put in front of you constantly. I think it's just like it used to be you just kind of made your own stuff and now other people make stuff. So it's exciting. Some of it's really, really funny, you know?
Yeah.
So like, you know, it's good. It like makes fun of you. And so you get to see ways like to make fun of yourself. I mean, it's definitely neat people are making stuff, but also that they're kind of like, you know, making fun of you here and there. It's kind of cool too.
I feel like for you, it's probably brought in a younger audience because all the kids are on TikTok and they're like, yo, this guy's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I'll meet people's children, bro.
What's that like, having like children as fans?
Having children is alarming. I met a kid the other day and he was and he fucking, I don't even know what he said, bro, but he was a fan. I couldn't even understand him.
It's kind of weird meeting like little kid fans, right?
Yeah, dude.
I think everyone assumes too we have like 13-year-old fans, but even for us, like if like a 12-year-old comes up to us, it's like it's kind of abnormal. And it's like it's weird interacting with kid fans, I find.
Well, yeah, because at first you're like, holy shit, am I a pedophile? You know?
Seriously.
And once that thought passes and you're not, it's like, okay, that's good.
Can you imagine having like a Justin Bieber fan base of like screaming little girls and shit? Like you do feel kind of weird, right?
Oh, I think it would be it would be interesting. I don't think I mean, I couldn't imagine. I mean, as an adult, it's kind of scary. If you're a child and they're a child, I think it makes sense, you know?
I love a good shit.
Oh, it's
I
fun.
spend, I think, too much time on the shitter.
Do you really?
I think, like, I just get, like, a lot of good work done there and shit. Like, when you're sitting down to take a good shit.
Yeah.
Pull out the phone. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of creative on the shitter, too. Like, I'll think of ideas there and shit. I feel like it's not a good shit unless your legs fall asleep. Like, right when you start to get that tingle, you're like, all right,
yeah,
it's time to wipe up.
Yeah, it's time to fucking tighten up.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty legendary story.
It was a lot, man.
Yeah. In the moment, it was probably kind of weird.
Yeah, it was a lot. because I felt like it was like a setup. I'm like, nobody would do this, you know. So it feels like you're like getting set up for something,
Damn,
you know.
I gotta do that.
Remember Steve, our boy Steve will do it, wanted to do like just like kind of like a spin-off, like to help a predator, because like there's probably some of them out there that like, you know, they need help, like they're a one-man show, and I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think, well, that the weird part was sometimes you would feel bad a little bit for the guy that got busted.
Yeah.
But I think some of that's just empathy. You feel bad for him. Well, the internet's just such a fictional place.
It's like a villain in like a movie too. Like, you know, they're gonna die, but you're kind of like, you kind of get attached to them a bit, right? You don't want them to lose, kind of, in like a selfish way.
Yeah, or you want to go back in time and just wish they weren't doing it, you know? But that's weird, man, because the internet doesn't feel real. That was the interesting thing about that show. The internet doesn't feel real. But then that's where the internet got very real for people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when you put the internet in a real life, you know, when you go into 5D or whatever it is, that shit is heavy. But I think you gotta stab them if you're gonna do it.
You think?
Yeah, it's more like Rome. It's like, you know, like Caesar kind of. Like, I feel like you have to at least do it. Like, you'll never even know what it, like, at least if you're stabbing them, you're part of like the culture.
I feel like even I'd lean more to like a rear naked choke type shit.
Just choke them till
like,
the end.
Just, I feel like I could do that, but like the stabbing is just like, that's fucked.
You
I
gotta
don't know if I
mean
could
it.
do. Yeah, you gotta really mean it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta mean it, man. That's the thing. I think it would have to
Even
be
like pushing them off like a tall building.
That's insane, bro.
That's easier though.
You
Like it's
think?
just kind of like a push, and then you just cut. But like stabbing's like you got to commit to it the whole way.
Yeah.
It's like a longer moment.
They're
It's a
gonna look
longer
you in the
murder.
eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if you did like a and you fucking pushed them,
Yeah.
I would do the fake cough at him.
Uh-huh.
I think you have to do something, you know?
Yeah.
Or just randomly put something there you're going to trip on. Like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
I see that shit all the time where like the kids sleeping with their teacher. You know what I mean? Like the 16.
Dude, this was kindergarten, brother.
That's super young.
Yeah.
But I mean,
That does happen a lot. You do see those on Instagram. 'Cause
Yeah.
those stories kind of sell, like when the female teacher.
Yeah.
There's a lot of females.
I
that
get
are
kind of pissed
banging the
because
young males.
I never had like no teacher ever came on to me like that.
Who was your hot teacher? Tell me about her.
Mrs. Zane.
Ms. Zane?
Yeah. I was
Cool
waiting.
name.
Spanish teacher, Latino,
Mm.
Latina female. She just had she had a BBL. So
She did?
yeah,
What was it?
a Brazilian butt lift, like just a huge dumper.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So she'd always go up to the chalkboard and we'd always just be looking up because she like was showing it off.
Yeah.
But like I don't think she was like she never came on to me and I just kind of felt like I took it personally, you know? Because you
Yeah.
know one guy in the room definitely had the connection,
Yeah.
but it just wasn't me.